I used to really have no idea what to say in conversations, and it led to so many awkward, painful moments. Like, I can just feel the tension in my body and the uncertainty and the fear. And then when the interaction would finally end, walking away just feeling like, oh, that wasn't good and they don't like me now. So, for example, people would share their opinion on something and maybe I wasn't really that interested in what they were talking about. Okay, so then what do I do? I wasn't going to fake it. That doesn't work for me. I know that. And I also, I so often have opinions about things that are really different from how most people see things. So I could share it, but then the person wouldn't understand, or it would lead to a bunch of questions where I'd answer them, but they still wouldn't understand it. I also really don't like arguing. Sometimes I didn't know what else to do, so I would just share my opinion. And it would lead to not that great an interaction. And then sometimes I would just nod and be silent because I didn't have much to say. It wasn't that rewarding to say anything I could think of. That wouldn't feel very good either. So it was like nothing I did could win. And then I started to pick up and learn these different ways of acknowledging others, which is just making people feel seen in what they're saying. I'll take you through 5 of them. If you want to learn this with me, reach out to me for coaching, and this is also what we teach our students in Social Skills for Life. So that's for high school and university students. And so we teach 5 types of acknowledgments, and the first one is, we call them acknowledging eyes. And it's just like when you enter a room, you pass someone on the street, it's just eye contact. And it's not to try to be nice, it's just literally a little gesture that says, I see you. Hey. For high school kids going through school, and you run across so many classmates who are not your best friend, but you kind of know them, and you have this awkward little moment. It's like, oh, do I say hi to them or not? Just give them a little acknowledgement, just a little acknowledging eyes. Just, hey, I see you. That's it. It actually means the world to them. This is one of the underlying principles of all this, is it means the world to people to feel seen. And when you first start learning it, the ways of doing it feel weird. They feel like this weird technique you're doing. And so if you just start to play with them a little bit at the edge of your comfort zone and try them out, you'll feel weird. And meanwhile, you're making the person feel a little more seen, and they will love it. And you'll feel better around the people who you're acknowledging. Like, it goes both ways. It doesn't just make them feel better, you're going to feel better as well. In another video, I'll explain exactly why that is. And with the amygdala and part of our brain, the fear center, always trying to see if we're safe. Acknowledgements, to summarize it, make the amygdala and the brain feel safe. Okay, second way you can acknowledge is murmurs and nods. So it's like, while they're telling you a story, are you stone-faced and still? Or are you nodding along? Sometimes you can just make, I call them murmurs, I guess. And it's like, oh, sounds like that. That just so I'm with you. I see you. I'm right here in your story with what you're sharing. I'm feeling it. I'm experiencing it. So that's murmurs and nods. The third one we teach is mini mirrors. This comes from Chris Voss, hostage negotiator. And it's just saying 2 or 3 words that the other person has said and saying it back to them. You can say it to kind of emphasize their story as they're telling it. It's like, oh, he slammed the door. He went to a Suns game. Whatever it is, you're just using words they just said. And it's telling their subconscious brain they're feeling seen, that I'm right there with you. You can also say it at the end of their comment, a 2 or 3 word mirror. Just kind of repeating back some of the words they said. I said, you went to school? Put a question mark on the end of it. They will take it as an invitation to share more. And they'll feel really seen by you. And so they'll feel safe, and then they'll open up and they will want to share more. And so you can have conversations that go like 18 levels deep, where you were just responding at the end of each of their statements with a mini mirror. They felt really seen, took it as an invitation to open up and share more, and you have this whole deep conversation about something that you might not be into, you might not have an opinion about. All your participation in the conversation was to repeat back the last 2 or 3 words that they said, and they felt like they just kept taking it as an invitation to share more, and you actually get to see so much of the person, have a great exchange and interaction. It's really good, by the way, with people who are really different from you. I find it works amazingly well with 5-year-olds telling me about Transformers or something. Or a friend of mine has a 12-year-old daughter who likes to tell me about all the cute boys at school. Not my go-to topic, But I'll use mini mirrors. She's feeling really seen and heard as she tells me all these stories. I get to learn about her world and her life, and I enjoy it, and we're having a great vibe with each other. And we could have a long conversation about this topic, which otherwise I would have nothing to say about. We got acknowledging eyes, we have the murmurs and nods, we got the mini mirrors. The fourth one is a summary guess. And at the end of them sharing whatever they're sharing, you just kind of summarize the gist of what they said. It seems so obvious, it seems so unnecessary to do. Try it out, especially if the person really cares about the point they're saying. Try it out. They're gonna love it. They're gonna feel so seen and heard by you. And the conversation's gonna go to a really good vibe and a really good place. The last type of acknowledgement, number 5, is we call it feeling makes sense. And literally all you do is you say the feeling they're feeling. It's like, oh, you're excited, or you're mad, you're stressed, whatever the feeling is. And then you explain why it makes sense they feel this. It's like, you're mad. You never want someone to talk to you like that. You're stressed, you have a lot to do. Very obvious. Seems unnecessary to say. And yet, the person will feel confirmed that you see them when you do this. And like I said, it feels weird to do it first, and it means the world to people. And you'll try it out, and you'll start realizing how much people like it and how good the conversation, the vibe between you gets. And you'll just find yourself doing it naturally. So these are what I teach in my coaching and also in Social Skills for Life for high school and university students. And they're superpowers. I mean, that's literally what I've had numerous students say. This is like a superpower. When you just start seeing what a beautiful place it's taking these conversations to. I'll end with one more point, which is think of anyone in your life who you wish you could be getting along better with. It could be a family member, someone you like, maybe a friend you've fallen out with, someone you look up to who you don't know that well yet. And the question I'll put to you is, have you made this person feel seen yet? Because there's a very good chance that when you do, this relationship with this person that you're wishing would be better than it was will get 2 to 5 times better, I'm going to say. 2 to 5 times better. Once you've just made them feel seen. Watch what happens. Okay. Hope that was helpful. I used to have no idea what to say, but these give me some tools that really seem to lead to the results and relationships I've always wanted, and the quality of the conversations, etc. So, have fun, play with them at the edge of your comfort zone, and then tell me how it goes. I'll be so interested.